I'm immensely elated to tell you that life is fucking hard. You know, like in November of whatever the fuck that year was, my mama told me she had cancer. Slightly after that, I tried with all my might to just die of a disease of alcoholism. But God wouldn't let it be. He just wouldn't let it be. He wouldn't let me give up on life. These past 3 months, I've given up alcoholism. I've been trying 6 months, but I have accomplished a continuous 3 months. And I am very happy to tell you that my mother right now is cancer-free. That'll be my podcast for tonight, man. My mom is cancer-free. Look, I don't know what others do in life, how things happen and what they give up. And I can't say for y'all, but I know for me, I really did give it up to God. I surrendered. And it didn't take complete perfection. It didn't. I still struggle in major areas like my math class or cleaning up my room and messing it right back up, you know. My hormones raging. Spending money I shouldn't spend. But I can say today that I'm sober. I can say it. I can say it while I'm craving a beer right now. But it ain't no beer sitting beside me. I'm not on my way to a liquor bottle. I have no reservations. It's just a craving. It can't do anything without the power of my limbs. It can't do anything without God's will. And I think that that is the strongest realization I have been brought to. If God does not will it in your life, and if you pay attention, and if you sit, and if you seek God's will will be in your life. It will be over your life. You can't predict it. You can't play God and able to torture it or abandon it or show it any type of love in order for it to be manipulated. It has to be one thing and one thing only. God, I give this to you. And then you have to go about your life. You have to stop at the red sign, at the red light, and the stop signs. You have to yield when you see the yellows, and you have to go when you see the greens. You rise when the sun comes up, or either, now that you got a night shift. You sleep when the sun goes down. Not unless you got, that nighttime thing. You go about your day, you watch the planes fly in the sky and not drop to the ground. You watch the clouds pass, your eyes blink, heart beating, blood flowing, and in all of that you have no power. It's literally just God's will. And if you find yourself sitting in that for just a moment, if you can accept that for just 1 second, next thing you know, like a wave, you'll be swept up, brought in God's abundant love and wishes, in God's will. There is nothing that can entertain God. Nothing. What happens is we become entertained by God. And that's the most beautiful concept I think I can find myself dying with. That God is the maker, the mover, the matcher of it all, the master. And I am but a holy servant, a lowly servant. Not a holy servant, but a lowly servant. It is nothing that I can do to bear God's world. All thing I can do is exist in it and give everything to God. I dare not go beyond today trying to be perfect or trying to do everything right. But I dare go into this world just doing what I can at that moment. And knowing that at that time, in that moment, it literally is enough for what God has willed. Not for what I have willed. Yes, I want an A in my math class. Yes, I want to pass and succeed and then have everybody pat me on the back. But if it is not God's will, it's not. Maybe it's God's will that I never go to college, that I never pass a test, but that I go out here and I find people who need help and I point them that way. Maybe I can be okay with that because I know that I'm doing what God wills. And that's it. To all of you out there, just give it to God. All of it. Every single drop. Don't get up tomorrow wet. Get up tomorrow dry. Completely dry. Drained of all your will. And give it to God. God bless and good night.